Have you ever gotten Minecraft armor that looks like this? Oh, rest assured, it's hard. Like, very hard. These are all the materials you need. Yes, it'll take hours to gather, and it won't be easy. But I'm gonna craft this armor, even if it means risking the corruption of the very code that my Minecraft world runs on. So, let us begin. I created a brand new world and spawned into a spruce forest. I made some tools and gathered some iron. Oh yeah, another thing. This world is not on hardcore. I die more than once, some of them at the worst possible moments. Things were not going great. I ended up dying while looting a shipwreck, so I decided to just leave and find a better place to live. I came across a village, which was perfect. I explored the village and began to set up an iron farm. But while I'm gathering the materials for that, let me go over just exactly how I'm going to get this illegal armor. You see, most Minecraft versions only let you add one type of protection to each piece of Minecraft armor. However, there is a subversion that allows you to combine multiple protection enchantments together, 1.14.1. For some strange reason, this specific version lets you add these enchantments together, and that is how I'm gonna get the armor. But it looks like I'm just about ready to build the iron farm, so let's do that. With the iron farm completed, I AFK'd overnight. I came back about 9 hours later and was pleasantly surprised with the amount of iron I had. Having loads of emeralds was going to be crucial for this to work, and the best way I knew to get emeralds was to trade iron with villagers. And trade I did. I was able to get all those villagers into a bunker underground and made most of them toolsmiths so I could trade iron. Except for this guy. This is a purely capitalistic society, so if you don't work, you don't live. Doing this, however, was a big mistake. All the villagers' prices went up, and the golem proceeded to want to kill me. I figured that going to the nether while I waited for the villagers' inflation to return to normal would be a good idea. However, I needed a diamond pickaxe. I guess the villagers had told the new golem what I did to their green friend, because the moment I entered, the golem killed me and proceeded to spawn kill me like a hacker in Bed Wars. Eventually though, the anti-cheat got him and I got my pickaxe. I went to the nether and found a bastion. I looted a couple of chests but didn't feel comfortable going any further without better armor. I went home and made a sugarcane farm and decided that the prices were low enough that I could afford to buy full diamond armor. I was feeling pretty confident, so I went back to the nether to trade with piglins. I used F3 Identity X-raying to find a nether fortress and got some nether wart and actually my first diamond. I hunted blazes as well before heading back home. At home, I began setting up villagers to get all the books I need. I made a cleric and placed down more beds to get villagers to breed. This is a list of all the books I need. This is 12 different books, and I need 13 of each book. That's 156 different books. It took me many hours to get these books, with more than one minor distraction. I'm not sure how this happened, but I was planning on curing my villagers anyways, so this works out. Put them all in boats and began preparing to make weakness potions. The only problem was getting gold. Now I was able to locate another bastion pretty easily and headed for the pile of gold. After mining it all, I had more than enough to fulfill my needs, but decided to keep looking for more gold. It wasn't until I nearly died twice that I finally realized it wasn't worth the risk and went home. Next, I wanted to make an enchantment table. However, I have never mined a single diamond. So I went to the mines, grabbed exactly 2 diamonds, and went back up. I commandeered an empty house to turn into my enchantment setup. I enchanted my sword and some random books that I just ended up removing later. But now we're all set up for the next step in getting the god armor. Time to fight the Ender Dragon. I'm gonna gather up some books real quick and we'll get going. But on the bright side, I have all the books I need for 3 sets of armor. So the only thing I need now is experience and shulker boxes, which is why we have to go kill the Ender Dragon. Alright, let's look for the Ender Dragon. Aha, here it is. I went way too far down. Oh gosh, zombies. Oh, that's really scared me actually. Let's get going. Oh gosh.
Alright, we're okay. Oh, imagine if I didn't have enough blocks to get over. That would be really bad. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. That was very scary. Boom. There we go. Dragon's dead.
Finding my first end city was not hard. However, there wasn't much loot. We don't talk about it. I finally found an end city with an elytra, so I marched in to loot it. Honestly, I got a lot of good stuff that will probably come in handy later. I headed home to begin the final preparations that I needed to create the armor. At home, I sorted out the books I needed and realized I had greatly overestimated the number of books I needed. This was quite a relief because it meant that I now had extra books in case something went wrong. And with that, I have everything I need to create this god armor. It's time to craft. When I started making the armor, I had a pretty good idea. You see, most of the book combinations can actually be done in 1.18, so I did what I could before switching versions so I could have easy access to villager trading to get experience points. After doing what I could, I had to sit down and find a way to gather over 400 experience levels. My first thought was to buy bottles of enchanting for my clerics, but after testing that in another world, it was an extremely inefficient idea. I'm not going to bore you with the countless hours I spent trying to build an XP farm without actually building an XP farm. I hope maybe I could throw together some super easy and super efficient Enderman farm without doing any work, but it was not worth the time I spent on it. So I finally decided it was best to create your standard Enderman farm. And guess how long it took me to build? Only 15 minutes. 15 minutes compared to several hours. Sometimes I just don't understand myself. Anyway, I AFK'd until I had exactly 407 levels. I thought it was going to be more than enough for what I was going to do, but as you will see later, it actually wasn't. I flew to a far off spot, turned down my render distance, and changed the version to 1.4. Oh, wait, no, I forgot my anvils. Now, I'm in 1.14. Let's just make this armor and get out. Because I reverted back to an older version, all the chunks around me got reset as well as landed me in an ocean. I made a platform and began combining books and put it on my diamond armor. Slowly, I started to run out of books, and my levels decreased. I was nearly done with everything. The only thing I had left was to combine the last book on my helmet and... What? Are you kidding me? I am 5 levels short. 5. Stuck in an old version that has potential to break my game. If I go out too far, I could reset chunks full of important items or mobs that I may never get back. Luckily, I kept my cool and saw that there were many ways to get 5 levels without moving around. I hunted nearby drowned and even went down to look for ores. After about half an hour of desperate searching, I had amassed the final levels I needed for the last piece of armor. And like that, I had made my armor. Sure, the world was slightly misaligned in some places, but it was worth getting the most overpowered and illegal armor in Minecraft.